coming, Eva.
We made it on time this week. Hallelujah.
It's getting better and better.
Yes. Hey, BE community. How are y'all doing this morning? I hope everyone is fantabulous.
Yes.
So we've got another interactive day scheduled for you all. So we're going to get this party started right and quickly. I need to make sure that before we add our guest, I think is there a camera on? We're going to add them. Here we go. It's on. We're about to add them now. We've got some special guests joining us this week. So let me introduce y'all to the amazing Aaron and Eden Beach. You guys can give everybody a wave. I know y'all are prepping. It's all good. Good morning. Thank y'all so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us. We're excited. Sorry.
You're good. I know y'all got a lot of prepping going on. But for those of you that may or may not know, Aaron and Eden Beach, first of all, are husband and wife, and they're actually going to be leading us through a healthy cooking demonstration this morning. So we are so excited to have you.
We're so excited to be here. Thank you.
Yay. Awesome. Well, in true becoming Eva fashion, before we jump into today's cooking demonstration, we got to catch up a little bit. So how was you all's week? I know y'all have a little one and some teens. So, and then Toya got the tribe over there in Moreland. So how's everybody's week been?
My week has been great. One fun thing that we have incorporated in our kitchen, we have a light in our kitchen. It's green light, red light. And so our kids eat like all day, all the time. So we have incorporated green light, red light. So when the light is on red, you cannot ask for snacks because they snack and eat all the time. After breakfast, what's going to be for lunch? What are we having for snack? While they're eating lunch, what's for snack? What are we going to eat? What's for dinner? What are you cooking for dinner? Dinner time. What's for breakfast tomorrow? Like they eat all the time. So we have incorporated a actual light that we now can turn on. Like it's okay to ask for food now. Okay, give it a rest.
That's brilliant. I love it.
That's a great idea. Our kids are the same, and I used to think that it's because Aaron's a chef. He's like spoiled them with like food. They like dream about his food, but it's nice to hear other kids do that. Definitely. Yes. Sometimes I think they're bored. I'm like, you're not hungry. You're bored or you're thirsty. Like you didn't have any water. You're bored. Let's do something. You just ate. We're gonna try that. The red light, green light. That's a great idea.
I love it. That's brilliant for real.
How are they doing with it?
Well, we just started it this week, so we'll see.
Okay.
How it goes.
I love it. I'm convicted over here because honestly, Wednesday hits and me and Chris be like, "What we eating this weekend? What we eating this weekend?" We be excited, man, because that's what we will order in or we'll go out. We're like, "Where we going? What we doing? What we eating?"
Yeah. What are your favorite things to eat? You and Chris, like what are your favorite places or foods?
You know, we kind of differ. We really differ on the spectrum. Chris is pizza all day. Like he's from Jersey, so he's like the pizza connoisseur, you know. I finally got him to do some cauliflower crust pizza. I was really excited about it. He was good. He loves it. He hasn't gotten on the vegan cheese wagon, but he loves the cauliflower crust. So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Aaron's laughing because he feels the same.
See? I guess it's a man thing. I don't know. And then I'm on the complete end of the spectrum. I love seafood and I love Mexican. And if you can combine them, oh, I'm in heaven. I'm good.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We can do that. That should be an idea one day. That's because Mexican is so easy to make healthy because it's a lot of fresh ingredients.
Yes.
Yeah. You can. The worst is probably like the tortilla, but even then, it's still gluten free if you think on the spectrum of health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew, I tell you, we trying. So help us along the way, please,
Yes.
Eden and Aaron, please. All right.
Absolutely.
We make
Oh, we
vegan
got
tacos all the time. Now I know what to send you. You do like
yes.
shrimp or like a light fish.
Send that recipe, please. I will incorporate that like tomorrow, like this weekend. So
And I've been playing with this Dr. Sebi's like salsa.
ah,
Really good. After the third time, it's like, got it.
okay. Yeah. Pass it on. We need all that. So yes. All right, y'all. Before we start cooking, we got to talk real quick what's trending. So we got 2 current events that we're going to weigh in on this week that a lot of people have been talking about. So we want to hear from you. First things first, okay? Cardi B wins $1 million lawsuit. Now, different articles are giving different amounts. I don't know if it's public knowledge yet. It's at least $1 million, but I've heard all the way up to $3 million, where basically she had to take YouTube blogger Tasha K to court. Tasha K was basically trying to defile her image or defamation of character, and basically said, that she was doing drugs, she was doing prostitution, she had STDs, she was cheating on her husband. Like, these are huge allegations for anybody. And I know Cardi B's risque to begin with, but for real, like, she went in. And Cardi, she may be, come from the streets and had a hood vibe, but she's a boss too. So she sent several cease and desist, like several, to this YouTube blogger before she was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to take you to court. And she won. So I guess the question is, does this change the game for bloggers out there? I mean, you think about so many people that have earned their living and built their brand on blogging. Like, does this change the game for them? What are y'all's thoughts?
I think it's a fine line between like kind of bullying people, because it sounds very much like bully type of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope this woman has $1 million, but I don't know about bloggers making that type of money. But like, dang, I hope you got it.
I hope she do too. But she won there.
I think it's good she won, because you can't just say stuff about people. There's consequences, especially if it's not true. You shouldn't even say if it is true, but you can't make stuff up about people. It's cruel. And I think it sets the tone for like consequences. So maybe now people will be more skeptical to print lies.
Absolutely. Yeah. Facts, Eden. Good stuff. All right. Our next what's trending topic, and we talked about old girl. We had to start the season talking about old girl because it's been a topic, for the past few weeks. Newly divorced Megan Good. I should say Megan the Good, because she is in these streets like, I'm free. Like, she out here. First of all, she was at, I don't know if it was a basketball game or a football game, but she had on her shirt. What, you know what it was, Eden? What game was it?
Game?
Yes,
the playoff game too, so it got a lot of attention.
Miss Good, if you nasty. I was like, oh no. And then I think she posted something about, in her street, not her streetwear. She's about to go on them streets, but in her, girls' night out or Friday night out outfit, like she's about to get it popping. So her freakum dress. So, I mean, it's evident that Megan is back on the scene. And so, what are y'all's thoughts? I mean, I know you've been reading the comments, Toya, but like, what are y'all's thoughts?
Well, I mean,
well,
it's pretty evident, you have 2 different personalities. Minister Devon Franklin, and then you have Megan Good. You can only kind of fit a certain mold for so long before you like, I can't do this anymore. And it just seems like she's like, whoo, I can breathe. Like, I'm free to be myself. So
like, she's been holding her breath for 9 years. That's what you're saying. Oh Lord.
Like, I can breathe again. That's
the same thing. Because I feel like what you do when you're like, she just seems like I'm free, like I'm back. Like she seemed to, and the divorce isn't like already final or almost, so it wasn't like she seems happy that it was time, like she's back to herself. You know? So it's almost like maybe that wasn't the marriage for her, and it seems like he realized that because it's not messy or anything, but she definitely seems like I'm back.
Yeah.
Not like I'm hurt, I'm sad, I want to go back. No, like I'm back.
That's hard. It's always hard for me to process divorces, but I guess I was going to ask because Chris was reading something last week where she basically said the divorce was a surprise to her. So I guess my question is like, do you think this is rebound behavior at all? Or do you think like this is just 100% Megan good and there's no pretenses at all? Like all the pretenses were when she was married.
I didn't realize it was a surprise to her. That kind of changes things.
If what he read is true.
Yeah, because that's completely different than this is what I wanted and I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I got from her. Like maybe they just weren't for each other because she seemed so happy with divorce, but not from like a bitter happy, but just kind of like for herself, she's back. But if this caught her off guard, I mean, maybe that's her moving on, kind of like you said, like the revenge, because she's gorgeous.
She's
like that's
yes.
So that's the best way for her to get that attention. And I don't think that doesn't mean she's beautiful, but that's what everybody's saying, like, oh, she's bad, she's back. To remind him, like.
And the posts have been hilarious. People have been saying things like, man, I bet Megan Good was so happy to delete that Bible app off her phone.
Like, Bible app, Lord.
So people are so messy.
Oh my gosh. Help us, Lord. Help us. I pray she's saved though, for real. For real, for real. Like I genuinely believe, you know, that she was trying to grow closer to God. And I pray that's still the case. So we'll see. We'll see. I hope she ain't in these streets too hard because these streets will eat you up. Like they fun for a minute and then you looking toe up like, oh Lord, what happened? So we'll see. But yes, that is all for trending topics this morning. So without further ado, we are actually going to turn it over to Aaron and Eden, and we're going to get our cook on, y'all. So let's go over. I would say if you want, you can set us up with the menu, and if you want to talk through the ingredients first, because we did post them for those that wanted to get a head start. But if there's anybody that's like, hey, I want to jump in live, you know, feel free. So we'll turn it over to you.
Perfect.
And if you're listening to this as a podcast, make sure you check out our YouTube channel at Becoming Eva Today so that you can follow along with us as we cook.
Yay. All right. So we'll go ahead and turn it over to Aaron and Eden. Take it away.
Okay. So well, we're going to make breakfast meal to start the day off right, eating healthy. So we decided to do was well, let's start with our story. Our family, I'm a vegetarian and my diet has been mostly vegan, but the past year I've been vegan. I am married to a chef who loves everything and a daughter who wants to be a chef too, so she loves to cook. So finding a way, like our goal is how can we make what everybody loves healthier? That's the first goal. And then continue to get healthiest. But what we did with our kids love pancakes, and we found like a healthier way to make the pancakes. We made the mix right before our call to walk you guys through it a little too. This is what it looks like. It's definitely going to be a little thicker, but it's spelt flour pancakes, and we decided to use spelt flour because spelt flour is an ancient grain, and the ancient grains just mean that they're grains and they're non-hybrid form. So they're the way God put them on this earth. That's the best way to put it. Wheat is not an ancient grain because of all the changes we has gone through. It's a highly processed food. And the oil we're going to use is we use grape seed oil because that's also an alkaline oil. But the reason why grape seed oil is great to cook with is because it can take the heat can be high and it doesn't destroy the oil. Like olive oil, a lot of other oils, once you heat them, it releases the chemicals in them. Some oils are meant to be consumed cold and raw.
Now, Eden,
Yes.
Can you tell us, can you give us some measurements real quick for the batter?
Yes. Will it, if I go to my notes, it's all in my phone. I'm so sorry. Let me.
No, that's okay. I just wanted
If I go to my notes, did the camera come off for you guys?
You're good. Actually, I think I may have it. Hold on a second.
I have it right here, but can you still see the pan?
No.
Okay.
We'll be right back, y'all. We want to clue y'all in for those that are joining real quick. So,
There. I can actually just share this with Aaron.
okay, perfect.
Use his phone.
I have the 1 1/4 cup of spelt flour for those of you that are doing it live.
So we mixed 1 1 cup of spelt flour. And 1 teaspoon of a baking powder. And then sea salt, just a sprinkle. And then we did 1 1/4 almond milk. You can add water instead of almond milk. Almond milk gives it like a little more flavor. And then we added a dash of cinnamon.
Are you mixing the dry and the wet ingredients together
Yes.
at once?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I should have clarified that. Yes, because it's the spelt flour is so thick. What we did, we just put it all in the bowl and we just whisked it. Because the ingredients are so simple and we're not using anything processed, we didn't have to separate.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it blends all on its own.
Look, girl, I'll be watching cooking shows, so I'm gonna ask the random questions like, "Let me see."
And no, that's true. And like me and Aaron talked about that. The simpler your products are, the simpler the cooking process becomes.
So the almond milk, you put a cup and 1/4 of the almond milk inside of the.
Yes, and then when you add it, I would do 1 cup first, and then add the 1/4 because the spelt flour is so thick. That's why.
Okay.
Like if we were using regular flour, it would be too much, and it would be too runny. But spelt flour is very dense, and it's full of like fiber. Protein. A lot of starches don't have protein, but spelt, chickpea, a lot of the Asian grains have protein in them. It has tons of vitamins. It's a really good flour to use.
I have had spelt flour on my shopping list since the beginning of the year, but you finally gave me an excuse to actually go get it. So this is me officially trying it for the first time.
My favorite place to buy it is from Sprouts. They have a big bag. It's organic and it's $10. It's so huge, but it's also sprouted. It's organic sprouted spelt. So whenever you sprout any grain, it just increases the nutrient context of it, and it also becomes a natural probiotic for your gut.
Wow! Now, did you already add the vanilla, or is that later?
I added everything went into the bowl at one time.
Okay,
so this is the reason why Aaron's with me. He's a chef and I'm a cook. And I feel like sometimes when people ask us like, how did you make that? When Aaron gives them the recipe, he doesn't realize how talented he is. Sometimes they get lost, but I gave you the cook version because you can just put it all in the bowl and it's going to be good.
Got it. No, y'all are perfect for each other. This is great. Great balance.
It simplifies it.
How much cinnamon do you use for your pancakes?
So the spices are to taste. I love cinnamon, so I put like 2 dashes. My kids love cinnamon, so I put 2 dashes. I know for some people cinnamon is it's too strong, so just 1. But 2 is good because cinnamon is also really healthy for you too, especially this time of year. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's really good for like your throat. If you're not feeling well, it's good for weight loss. It's good for a lot of things. But it's another way to sneak in something healthy in here, and it gives it more flavor.
Yeah.
And then the vanilla extract, it gives it another layer of flavor without the sweetness, because most pancake mixes have lots of sugar in them. So the vanilla and the cinnamon together will give you the flavor without the sugar.
Can you also use vanilla flavored almond milk, or is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I used.
Yeah, that's how I get myself to drink it. I do the unsweetened, but it does give an extra, like you're saying, an extra layer of flavor.
It does. And then we added the vegan butter is going to be on the side, and the agave, that's what we're going to top it with.
Oh, okay.
What did you say is going to be on the side?
The vegan butter and the agave.
Got it.
That goes on top. I should have
specified
that. I'm sorry.
Let me get that out. And the agave.
I gave you the cooked version. I should have been more specific. I'm sorry.
So, are you putting these in on medium heat?
Yes. Yeah, so that medium, and then let the pan get a little warm before.
Before you add any of the oil, you want to let the pan get warm.
Oh, oops.
It's okay. As long as you have it on a low temperature, it shouldn't burn. Grapeseed oil normally doesn't burn that quick. So.
Okay. So let the pan get a little warm and then the grapeseed oil.
Correct.
Okay. And then about how long do you wait before you start putting your...
When it's on medium, I would say maybe 60 seconds, up to 1 minute, and it should be pretty warm. And once you ladle in that first ladle for the pancake, you should instantly hear or see, a little bubble.
Okay.
And if you do that, then it's at the correct temperature, and you're on your way to success.
And then I wanted to show you this one really quickly. When you see what it's like when you put it in, and then the next round we'll all do together. Do you see it's a little darker?
Yes.
Yes. And it's supposed to be like that because of the flour.
How thick should the batter be? Should it be fairly loose or a little thick?
Here.
This is what mine looks like. Mine.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
It's pretty thick. It's thicker than a regular pancake batter, but then this is also a preference. So, like my daughter likes thinner pancakes, but she adds more to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I might need to make mine a little thicker, but
a little thicker or thinner?
Thicker, because mine looks runnier compared to yours.
And then did you add 1 1/4 almond milk?
I thought I did, but maybe I used the wrong measuring cup. I have 3 of them out here, so maybe I did the half instead of the 4.
Oh no, man. And then what I would do then is I would just use a spoon and just add 1 spoonful of spelt flour at a time, but just 1 spoon, because once you whisk it, you're gonna see how quickly it thickens up.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we'll wait, and then when you're ready, the pan is empty. We'll do the next one together.
Okay, I think I'm ready. Toya, how you feeling?
Okay.
Oh yeah, I just started putting my pancakes in the pan already.
Oh, go ahead, Mama.
I thought doing it the first time would kind of give you an idea of what they should look like.
Okay.
And then usually we do like 1 ladle to keep them all the same. It's easier. And then you should hear that when you put it in the pan, that sizzle, but soft, not too.
Yeah, I hear it.
And then Maya, I wanted you to see it is a little runnier when you get it in the pan.
Okay, got it.
Is that the consistency yours is?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then it'll firm up.
Okay, perfect. See, that's how you know Aaron know what he's doing, because he's cooking multiple pancakes in the skillet. I have to focus. I'll be like on every time.
That's why I asked you, can Aaron help if we do it? Because I want to do both at the same time.
Chef Aaron in the house.
Here we go.
Woo! I flipped my first pancake.
I flipped mine. Yay!
All right, that's the hard part. Got it.
And then, so with these, and it's the same rule as other pancakes. Once you see the bubbles, the bubbles just take a little longer to come up with the spelt. Takes a little longer to cook. Usually with if you use all-purpose flour, in 30 seconds, you're going to see bubbles. The spelt just takes a little longer.
Gotcha. Okay, this is dope. Yeah, y'all, this is awesome.
Thank you. I think we're really going to like them too. Once we started making, and then these, it's all we use. And sometimes we switch it up and we'll put, we can get creative, around the holidays. We usually put pumpkin puree in the mix. And then sometimes butternut squash. Those are all alkaline ingredients too. And they just add a little more flavor.
That's good.
And then while we're waiting for those to cook, we can talk about the agave.
Uh-huh.
So agave is also alkaline, and it's a natural sweetener instead of syrup.
Okay.
The only thing you want to look for always is try to get blue agave and organic, because it's become very trendy, and then it's not going to be as healthy when it's not organic because there's so many other ingredients in it. It's no longer alkaline.
Blue agave and organic.
Yes, and if you can, raw.
Okay. Now let me ask you, what about for those that, well, me, like the raw or the pure maple, is that good for you, or the agave is better for you? Is what you're saying?
Okay, so pure maple syrup, and actually grade B is what you want to look for maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
That used to be on a lot of on the Dr. Sebi list. The only reason why it came off is because if grade B maple syrup it was hard to find raw, organic, and not processed with other ingredients.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, but maple syrup is a great substitution. I would say agave first and then maple syrup, just grade B, because grade B is the first that comes out. It's darker, and then grade A is like the leftover.
Okay.
So it's not.
Now, I want the abbreviated version, but because you mentioned him a couple of times, I want us to go down a rabbit hole. But if you could share a little bit about who Dr. Sebi is and why you have been studying some of his recipes.
Oh, yes. So Dr. Sebi is a holistic healer, and that's my hobby. It's something I love to research and study. And he was the first person who was able to prove that he could cure AIDS with his diet.
Wow.
And he was sued by the state of New York, and he won. And I just became fascinated with something like AIDS that we just had a death sentence to, that somebody proved how to heal it. And he does a great job explaining it. Just the root of his lifestyle is just eat food in their purest form, so non-hybrid foods. So just the food that God put on here, the way he put it on here, and before man interfered. And he was saying body is electric. So the food, our body was made to consume non-hybrid foods, and once we do, our health is at its peak because our body doesn't have mucus. All disease forms from mucus. A lot of people say inflammation, but inflammation is because of too much mucus.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And you gave us the school lesson, the school version, because I know Dr. Sebi because of Left Eye, honestly. That's the only reason I know of him.
Yeah,
well, she was going to see him.
Yeah, she's a great researcher. He really helped her heal from a lot of things. And a lot of her interviews where she discusses what he taught her. That was like on my bucket list. I wanted to go to Asha to see his house. One of my friends did. And you can come tour anytime when he was alive. You can come to his compound. You can ask him questions. He was fully available, fully accessible, and almost everything is free. He sold like products that he made. There's a store in LA, and those things can get kind of pricey, but he gives you all the information to do it yourself.
How long has it been since he's passed?
5 years.
Okay.
6 years?
Fairly recent.
Yeah, fairly recent.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was just found dead. You know, it was like, so it's in a jail cell. He was arrested for having too much money on him, and then he died in the cell. Yeah. They thought it was suspicious.
Oh, wow.
He died in that cell.
How long was he in the cell?
Not long. So there's
2016.
Yeah. There's lots of suspicions about his passing too, but
oh my goodness.
So it was unexpected, but he left a lot of really good information.
Wow. Okay. How's it going, Toya? I know you in your zone, your mama zone.
I got some pancakes. I made some.
And that's it.
Yay!
Oh, yeah. And then before Aaron flips these, I wanted to show you. You see how like the bubbles aren't as much, but you see how it's starting to get brown on the edges?
Yes.
Yeah. Spelt flour just cooks differently, and it's a little tricky the first couple of times.
How do you know, once you've turned them, how do you know when they're done?
Okay.
They typically take, I'd say a minute and a half.
On the second time.
Yeah, maybe a minute. And you'll get the brown crunchy to it.
Okay.
And also, if you've taken it out of the pan, and let's say you just cut one open, and it seems like it's not all the way done for your taste or your palate, you can pop them in the oven just for a few minutes. Just turn it on to 350 and just pop them in the oven
Okay, perfect.
All at once. Like once you're done with the whole batch, you can just pop them in the oven and give them a few minutes in there, and they'll continue to cook.
Okay, so I've got a lot of batter left. How can you store the batter to like, you know?
Yes, great question. So we do that. We store it, and sometimes what I do, it depends on how my morning is looking. So today's Saturday, so we're making all of them, and then you can in the morning, you just put it on broiler in the oven for like a minute, and breakfast is ready for the kids. So if it's easier for you to store the batter and make it fresh, or to make them and store them, we do both.
Okay.
How do you store the batter again? I missed that.
You can put it in Tupperware, but just make sure it's completely sealed, and then you can use it. It's good for like at least 3 days.
Oh.
And another way, what's easier for us is because our mornings are so crazy, is we make a lot and then put it in the fridge, and then so if we made a lot today, then tomorrow we're going to go to church. So the breakfast tomorrow will be pancakes, but I just have to put the broiler really for a minute, and it's ready because I made.
That's good.
Okay, that's good to know.
So whichever way is easier, like for your schedule.
Okay.
Our mornings are crazy. So that's why.
Do you want to come say hi?
And then this is the fish.
Take your mask off. Fishes came in.
Oh, hi, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning.
Chris.
Smells great.
Yeah.
I thought y'all was doing regular eggs.
We're doing everything. We got a breakfast feast this morning.
And then here's what they look like. You see how they're more browner than what you're used to?
Yes.
And that's the spelt. And they're supposed to be like, and it's gonna get a little like crispy on like some of these pieces, like right here. But that's
Look at the plating. Can I just say?
That's Aaron.
Right.
Is that a kiwi? What is that? What in the world?
He put a kiwi and a lime. He won't put anything on the plate unless there's a garnish.
I feel like I'm on Top Chef or something. I love it.
We're on the same side. I'm holding the phone if that makes you feel better.
Yeah, this is awesome.
My plate does not look like that because my pancakes are not like perfectly round like his.
I love this though. I feel like I'm learning so much.
Good. Mine wouldn't be either. I'm just reminding you guys. Aaron's a chef. That's not the gauge. Sorry. And then plate them however you would like to.
So you do the vegan butter and the agave syrup.
Yeah, I use this one. The kids get Earth Balance.
Okay.
And honestly, Aaron, his favorite, he loves butter. It's one of his favorite things to cook with. And I can't tell you the last time he bought butter.
Wow.
Like for the past few years, he's only bought it like maybe Thanksgiving, like certain things. He even uses this when he makes his mac and cheese. So, yeah.
All right.
He likes it. So that's a good gauge. I always ask him because we eat differently. So I'm like, oh, okay, Aaron likes it. Cool. The kids will like it. Or the kids like it. Okay, Aaron likes it.
Good stuff. Okay. Is that your last batch? Are you all done?
It's open. Okay.
Yeah, just gotta squeeze.
And then on here, I would just like that. So I just put the butter. This is Eden's plating. You see it's not as pretty. And then I just put the agave on top.
Yummy.
Toya, have you tasted it yet?
No. Have you?
I haven't. I was going to get your opinion. Are you waiting until everything's done now?
I was going to wait until we did everything.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
So this is the last batch of pancakes, right? I think, are we good? I think I have one more, but I can knock that out.
Yeah, I just pause on the rest of it. I just made a couple of pancakes.
Okay. All right. So what's next? We want to do the scramble?
Yes. So what we did for that, sorry. Everybody loves eggs. It's one of Aaron and Leah, that's our daughter, her favorite breakfast. So you can't take away the eggs all the time, but you can incorporate more veggies into the eggs. And that's another thing that is really important to me, and Aaron has really helped with that, is I don't have to take away what you like to eat, but there's definitely a way to make what you like healthier. So instead of just eggs, now you can have kale, tomato, an onion with your breakfast. So it's healthier.
Good stuff.
Then same grapeseed oil. Pan.
Okay.
Am I going too fast? I'm sorry.
Are you dicing the red onions and the tomatoes? Like what are we doing with the veggies?
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry.
Dicing them or?
Yes. What's cutting them, slicing, dicing, whatever you prefer. Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna saute the veggies first. Because
Okay.
when you're cooking with vegetables, the best thing is to cook the veggies low. Not too not low, medium, but then you don't add other stuff until the veggies are cooked, because then you're pulling all the flavor out of the veggie, especially onions. When you're cooking with onions and you add the next ingredient too soon, you're missing out on everything the onion can do for you if you just let it caramelize a little.
Preach, Eden. Everything the onion can do for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Because when you take out like meat and dairy, the food can still be good. It just requires a little more patience. So it's a little warm, so we'll put the onions in. And then
Same method right now. The pan is still on medium heat.
Okay.
With grapeseed oil.
cook. And that's definitely, even like the base for every dish for my country is onion. And the key, the key is just to be patient with them.
Okay.
Like my, Aaron's favorite thing that I make for him that he asked me to make on his birthday, and it's the only thing the kids request from me more than him, is my lasagna. The secret is the sauce. It's just, I put just olive oil, the onions, and I put the lid on, and I let it sit for at least like 15 minutes and let the onions just slowly cook. So then I can build all the flavor from there.
Gotcha. Okay. We'll start with the onion.
Do you guys have any questions? I'm sorry if I'm doing all the talking.
I'm feeling good. Toya, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm just trying to follow along. All right, so my onions I'm about to put in, and then did we talk about the kale or the tomatoes yet?
Yeah, so then we're gonna put in the tomatoes. You see how they're becoming like a little translucent? They're softer.
Yep.
You can smell them. Can you smell your onions?
I'll just put mine in. Okay, and then the tomatoes will be next. Okay.
And then when you put the tomatoes in, I put the kale in with it, because kale, it needs a little time to cook, and it can withstand all the heat that you're going to put on it.
You put the kale in with it, you said?
Yeah, I put after the onions are ready, I put the kale and the tomatoes in together so they can cook, because you want the kale, because it's going to be with eggs, to wilt. And it takes a little longer than spinach to wilt. So you
Got it.
time. And then it's going to mix with the onion, so it's not going to taste just like kale. And the thing with kale, it gets darker and darker as it cooks. That's how you know the color changes.
Now, can you tell me, because we use spinach a lot in our household, can you tell me the benefits of using kale versus spinach, or is there a extra added benefit? Yeah,
so spinach is healthy, and that's one thing that people get stuck on with the Dr. Sebi list, is that they think that if something is not on that list, it's not healthy. But kale is just, so the way greens are made, the non-hybrid greens are more nutrient dense. Spinach derives from I think it's a dandelion family. So spinach is still really healthy, but spinach is known to have iron, vitamin C, but kale just has much more of it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so spinach is still good, but I never juice spinach. I only juice kale, because when I'm juicing, my goal is to get as many nutrients. And I know kale it has 5 times the iron, and it has more vitamin C.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not, they're both good. One is just more nutrient dense. Was that clear?
Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
I don't want to discourage you from the spinach.
No, but it helps to see that it just has a little more, well, a lot more probably nutrients than spinach if I'm trying to get more bang for my buck.
Right.
And kale has way more protein. So if you
Oh.
are cutting out meat, greens, if you just eat green, like they have enough protein for our body. Our body doesn't need the proteins that we've been told. Like, you don't, I don't want to preach and tell people not to eat meat, but the myth with eating plant-based is that you're not getting your proteins. And all the proteins you need, you get from greens. They have plenty. So different ones have more. So, but kale has the most.
How many eggs do you crack for this?
That's a good
Today I
question.
did 6.
Oh, 6?
Well, because the kids. So usually like 2 eggs for one person is general, or 1. It depends on how much you eat. But I know when Erin is cooking for other people, it's usually one person will eat 2 eggs.
Oh, gotcha.
Was that clear? Sorry. They see us cooking. We have to make sure we made enough for them.
You said 1 egg. What did you say? 1 egg per person?
No, 2 eggs per person.
Oh, got it. Okay. Are we adding eggs at the time?
Yes, there.
All right.
And then so we're doing a scramble, but if you're making a frittata, it's the same way. It's like the same steps.
Got it. Okay.
So what Aaron's doing now is he's evening the vegetables, like an even layer spread across, because if you're going to make a frittata, when you pour it in, you let it sit, and then it would go in the oven.
Got it. Okay.
For how long in the oven if you're making a frittata?
So when you're making the frittata, when he puts it in, I'm gonna show you how you can see. It's generally like 30 minutes. But the difference with the frittata is you'll see like the edge, you're gonna like push it in.
Kind of like making an omelet.
Yeah. You're gonna want to get like on the corner and push in, so then more yolk comes out to the edge.
Do you add any salt and pepper, or are the onions? Oh,
sorry. Salt and pepper is right here. I should have said that. I'm so sorry.
No. I was just making sure I was keeping up with y'all.
Yeah, there's no wrong time to add it. Today I added it once I got all the vegetables in.
Oh,
you
got
can
it.
also
Okay.
add it once you put the eggs in as well. Either way is fine.
Okay, no worries.
How are you guys like? Is salt like one of your favorite things?
Salt?
Yeah.
We've done the pink Himalayan for a while, and honestly, have really been just trying to limit how much we use it. So, but we've been using pink Himalayan sea salt for a few years now, and honestly, we've for the past year only been using just eggs. So that's actually what I'm using now.
Oh, good. The vegan egg.
So some transitions have been smoother than others.
Okay.
That's good. And how do you like the vegan egg?
I like just eggs, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I haven't looked back, honestly. Now, if we're out and they don't have it, I don't have a problem eating eggs because I usually just do like egg whites. But but I really like just eggs.
Me too. And that's what it's about, is that when you have time to make the right choices, you're making them. But like, it's okay sometimes if you have an egg, like I just think that when we're trying to make health goals, like we beat ourselves up and say, oh man, I messed up, or no, it's okay.
Yeah.
We got to treat ourselves sometimes too. So that's how you, and like, if you do it like that, your taste buds are going to change. You have to nothing is fast in life. So the more healthier you eat, your taste buds slowly change. And then you're going to decide you don't want that stuff versus restricting too much, depriving yourself, and then failing your diet and then beating yourself up.
That's good. That's so true.
So it's like developing like a healthy relationship with yourself and food. And that's something I had to learn.
That's really key. And just so everybody knows, eggs are not bad for you. That's just a vegan alternative for anybody that's not eating animal products.
Yeah, like this.
They're actually really good for you.
Yeah, my husband and kids are going to eat this. So, And that's a question that I get a lot is people ask me like, well, you don't eat meat. Why do you give it to your kids? So Aaron and I compromise with like chicken and fish. And it's because they still eat healthy. But I want them to decide that they don't want that. I
Yeah.
didn't give them anything and any like meat until they were 2, and that was only because they tried it and never looked back. But I want it to be their choice. So my daughter saw What the Health last week at school and part of her health class, and
Oh,
now
wow.
she's kind of asking more questions about like, you know, organic and non-organic. So she's starting to discover like things on her own.
I'm afraid to watch What the Hell. I'm scared. I haven't watched it yet. I've known about it for years. I'm scared.
It's good, but I'll give you like the bias for that is it's.
I feel
It
like
takes
I'll
a
never
little
go,
too much
oh,
off of sugar. It
Linda!
focuses too much on meat, so it's not as balanced.
Do you see Linda's in the chat? Linda Carpenter? Linda's from our small group. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I got caught off guard when I saw her name.
No, and then that's what it's going to look like when it's scrambled. It's a quick version. The frittata would have just went in for 30 to 45 minutes and then come out.
Okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Toya, how you doing?
Good. I just took mine off the skillet.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Shall we move to the blend to the smoothie and then we can wrap up?
Yep.
And then it's right here. So for the smoothie, can you get okay? What I did was, am I going too fast? I'm sorry.
I'm okay. What were you saying?
I said, am I going too fast?
No, I was just getting my
Okay.
blueberries.
So for the smoothie, before you guys layer, what I always do is always put the greens on the bottom.
So you start with the kale?
Yeah, on the bottom, because when you're blending your smoothie, your greens are the hardest thing to blend. So the closest they are to the blade, the quicker they're going to liquefy.
Okay.
And because, you know, sometimes you have a smoothie where everything's blended and you get like a chunk of the kale stem, or I don't know if that's happened to you. And then I put the blueberries.
How much are you recommending for these?
So what I would say is when you're making the standard that I always recommend is when you're first starting with smoothies, never just make sure that you have equal parts. So if you do 1 cup of veggies, do not let your fruit exceed 1 cup. You want to start off 1-to-1 ratio, and then you want to gradually go to 1-to-2, which is like, so if you did 1 cup of veggies, half a cup of fruit. So today we did 1 cup of kale, and if for one person, and it would be half a cup of blueberries and half a banana.
Gotcha.
But this is for like the family, so that's why it's a lot. But just that ratio, because you never want to have more fruit than vegetables in your smoothie, because then it's you're consuming more sugar than you want to. Even though that sugar is not bad, it's just you want your smoothies to have a balance.
Got it. Okay.
Because even though you're eating fruit, you still have to consider your low glycemic index, which means how much am I consuming right now? How much am I asking my body to break down in sugars?
Okay. And then what do you have on top of that?
And then I have hemp seeds and chia seeds. So we talked about protein. Hemp protein is the only plant-based protein that has all 9 essential amino acids that build protein in everything.
How?
So it's a complete protein.
How much did you put?
How many do you?
So 1 tablespoon of hemp seeds and 1 teaspoon per person. So if you're making it for you and Chris, I would do 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds and 2 teaspoons of chia.
Got it.
So hemp is a complete protein. It's alkaline. It's also Dr. Sebi. It's all the protein you need. And chia seeds work really well with that because chia seeds are very high in fiber and very high in antioxidants. So when you mix the two in a smoothie, you're getting your proteins, you're getting your amino acids, you're getting your fiber, you're getting your vitamins, you're getting your antioxidants. And then when you add the kale, you're getting your iron, your vitamin C. So, and then blueberries are also antioxidants.
Okay, and you're doing these chia seeds are raw, right? Like
Yes,
they're not
raw.
soaked or anything.
Raw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do
And
have
then-
a question. Oh, go ahead, Toya.
Okay.
You see it?
That's
After, after the chia seeds and hemp seeds, what goes on top of that?
Then on top of that, the banana.
Okay.
Now we have a question in the chat. Is there a healthy substitute for banana?
So bananas are actually really healthy, and I know that's been a myth with like keto and like lots of other diets that tell you to stay away from them because of the sugars that they have. But they have a lot of potassium, and they're alkaline. And when you put them in a smoothie, it's the natural sweetener.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
it's yes. And then I would say, so I know some people stay away from them. I definitely don't believe in diets that tell you to not have fruit and tell you that bacon's okay. And those are the diets that tell you to stay away from bananas because of the sugar content. But your body has the fibers to break down the natural sugars. And so when I mix banana and blueberries, because blueberries are very low in sugar, berries have the lowest glycemic index of all fruit.
Okay.
I would never mix like banana and pineapple and kale. That's too sweet. So because those are two fruits that have high glycemic index, lots of sugar, so there's no balance.
Well, you just read me, girl. Thank you.
Is that clear?
Pineapple with my bananas and mango, girl. Thank you.
So always do like I always say do one berry and one other fruit if you can. Mango is actually not high in fruit. Mango is really good for you. It's alkaline too, but it's more gentle on your digestive system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I just say I do it for vain reasons because we'll see how this comes out. But the color isn't always pretty to me. I'm just saying.
In the smoothie? In your smoothies?
Yeah, the color.
So that's so funny because I love color too. So this is going to be a pretty purple smoothie. All of my smoothies are pretty.
Okay, cool.
And Leah helps me with that. So like if I do like a kale mango, I love it because it's going to be this pretty bright green.
Yes.
I won't mix blueberries and mango and kale because it's going to look ugly.
See?
So I get it. And then if I do a berry one, I'll usually do like just strawberries and banana, and then like not as much kale because it'll be bright and pretty.
Yes.
And that helps with like kids, like we're like them too. You want your food to be pretty. You want to look at a pretty purple smoothie or a pretty green one, but not like a color.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, in the chat, she says she's allergic to bananas. What about
so if she's allergic to bananas, I would just omit them. And the second best thing so bananas are good because they make it like creamy too. Mango.
Got it. Okay.
Frozen mangoes are gonna make your smoothies like creamy, delicious, and then that's another like natural sweet fruit. So I would substitute that.
Okay.
And if you can frozen, because when you do frozen, it that's why I put that in the ingredients. It makes the texture of your smoothie a lot creamier.
Okay. Mangoes are her favorite. Perfect. Okay. All right. Anything else we need to add in here?
Oh yeah. So I do water for mine. A lot of people like almond milk. You can choose any nut milk that you'd like. I personally do water.
How much do you put in? About a cup?
So can I see it? So you do, if you can see in here. So this is the kale. The water is right here. I always leave like it's 2/3 of it covered with water.
Okay, got it.
But if I'm making a smoothie bowl, which is just a thicker smoothie, I do half.
Because you want it thicker.
Yes, because I want it thicker.
Got it. Okay.
But you never fill it all the way to the top. You definitely want to leave space with no water. Because you don't want your smoothie to come out like a juice.
Got it.
You still want it to be a little thick. Sorry. Then, did you guys get to try any of the pancakes?
I have not yet. I think we've been so focused.
Yeah, I haven't tried anything yet.
Okay, so are we blending, y'all? Are we gonna make some noise?
Start blending. I was gonna set it down right here because never mind. It's gonna blend it. Okay. Yes, we're blending.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, I'll turn on mute because ours is loud.
We'll put it on mute for a minute. Just because it's loud, y'all. Hold on.
Okay, let me mute myself too. All right. My smoothie looks great.
All right, you were right. It's beautiful. Purple is beautiful.
Yes. Looks great.
All right. This is awesome, y'all. I think I'm going to put mine in the freezer for a minute.
Yours in the freezer, you said?
Yeah, I don't want it to get too room temperature. Too warm.
Yeah. Same.
But it looks beautiful. All right, Aaron and Eden, we're ready. Are y'all still on mute?
Awesome.
They may still have us on mute. Or have them on mute. This looks beautiful.
Yes. Okay. I just stuck right in the freezer.
And sometimes if it's a little like chunky, so sometimes the hemp seeds might take a little longer to blend. If you notice that, you can go ahead and blend it a little longer. And I'm going to pour these into a cup.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thank y'all so much. This has been awesome. Everything looks great. I cannot wait to dive in, but I want to do some Q&A before we wrap up, because we've gotten all kinds of people in the chat asking stuff. This is great. This is great. So the seeds that were used, can you share a little more about that?
Yes, the chia seeds?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And the hemp.
Okay, let me do this so I can look at you. Yes. Okay. Sorry. There, so I can look at you. So chia seeds are, this is about double what we got. So like 2 in jars, and they're really cheap actually. You can get a bag at Costco like for 30 ounces of chia seeds, organic and raw, for like $8.99. And I know Trader Joe's has it for like $4.99. But all you need is 1 teaspoon goes so far per person. And it also, chia, when it goes into your stomach in a smoothie, it actually expands in your stomach, and it actually makes you feel full, but not from a place of like suppressing your diet, but from a place of like your needs are met, like you have all your nutrient needs. So that's really good. That's why it's good in a smoothie. It can turn the smoothie into a meal. And it's really good when you combine it with hemp, because chia does have protein in it, but not the amount of hemp, and not the all 9 essential amino acids that hemp has. And this is the hemp protein bag that we get. When you're buying products like these, I always tell people only go to 2 places, Costco or DeKalb Farmers Market, because you get quality ingredients at a very affordable price. So this is
Costco and DeKalb Farmers Market. Good stuff.
Yes, this bag is 2 pounds, 32 ounces, and it was $11.99 organic hemp seeds. And this
those are, wow. Okay.
And then I'll put some in my hand so you can see how a little goes a long way. This bag will last you for months. Wow. In my hand. And honestly, these are really good. Like, I eat them like this. I put them on top of salads. Sometimes in the morning, I just have like some fresh fruit, and you can just take the hemp and chia and sprinkle it on top of your fruit. If you don't have time, put it in a smoothie. I just always try to sneak it in where I can.
Is there a difference between using the hemp powder versus the hemp seeds? Because I do have some hemp protein powder that sometimes I'll put in my smoothies.
Yeah, no. I just buy this because I can use this for different things.
Got it.
And this one is more cost effective.
Okay.
Like, a little goes a long way with this. And even this, you can make your own hemp milk. The only thing you do for hemp milk is it's a 1-to-1 ratio for a cup of water and tablespoon. So if you want to make your own hemp milk, 8 ounces of water, 1 tablespoon of hemp seeds in the blender for 2 minutes, done. And if you want it to have a little flavor, just put a little like agave, vanilla, and it's vanilla hemp milk. So that's why I use this one, because I could use it for different things. But no, the hemp protein, especially like Nativa, makes a good one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Any other questions?
This has been great. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. This has been great for us.
I know we've been asking questions while we've been cooking. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us.
2 more that I just want to close out with before we wrap up. So
of course.
Especially with it being the beginning of the year and that time of year where everybody has resolutions, what are 3 simple steps that you would recommend for someone to take if they just want to start moving in the direction of eating healthier?
Yes, I definitely think in the beginning, do not focus on what you are trying to take out, because you're walking in with like a mindset of what you're losing. Definitely think about what can I add, because it makes it more positive and you're more in control because you're gonna eat the stuff you don't want to eat. So I would say just small goals. So just say I'm gonna make 2 smoothies a week, or I'm gonna make sure I have 1 salad a week, or I'm gonna make sure I drink the right amount of water. It's your body weight divided, like half of your body weight in ounces.
Okay.
So just like small steps and focus on what I can add, because you're going to be encouraged by that. In the beginning, I tried to eliminate what will discourage you.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. And then the other question that I just wanted to ask, and some you've already given recommendations for as far as like brands or, places to shop, but any recommendations you may have, if it's books, if it's websites, if it's apps, if it's podcasts, anything that you would recommend to just help people in this journey towards healthy eating and healthy cooking?
Oh, definitely. I first say like social media is your friend. There are so many resources out there that you can like just hashtag what you're trying to make a healthier version. I personally love to use Minimalist Baker, because everything on there is vegan, but it's good for beginners because it's 1 bowl, 10 ingredients or less, and under 30 minutes. That's the goal of like 80% of the recipes. So it's very realistic. And if you go to that website, I would say shop at Trader Joe's. We love Trader Joe's for like the produce, because it's organic and affordable. A lot of the things on that list come from Trader Joe's. I would also recommend Dr. Holisick. He's a holistic doctor. He's actually a former pharmacist. He's based out of Atlanta. And he mixes the health part. So what he learned as a pharmacist and how he incorporates it. And he has an Instagram and he gives so many free resources and recipes and information. So for health.
Can you spell his name? I'll put it in the chat. Dr.
Yeah, Holistic.
Oh, Holistic. I thought
Yeah.
you were giving spelling his name. My bad. Okay, so Dr. Holistic, y'all. Never mind. We can spell that.
He's really good resources and really good information, because I think I like you want to know why you're doing this. He gives a lot of why. Yeah, for grocery stores, I would definitely say Trader Joe's #1, Costco, because you're getting, it's easy. So eating healthy is expensive. Let's be honest. So you have to buy the things you're going to use a lot in bulk. I never buy anything for smoothies anywhere besides Costco, because we're a family of 5. It doesn't make sense. That big bag of organic blueberries at Costco is $9, and it lasts us weeks. A small bag of organic, even at Trader Joe's, is like $4, and it'll make maybe 2 days of smoothies. So I would definitely say buy in bulk, so you'll be encouraged that you're not spending as much money to eat healthy. And then for the fresh ingredients that you're going to use every day, definitely Trader Joe's. They have we can do groceries for a family of 5 with all organic products that will last the whole week for like $130.
Okay, awesome.
So
now this has been great.
Wow, great.
Well, Toya, you want to close us out? We got our Black Dress Challenge, and then we'll wrap up.
Yes. So last week, our Black Dress Challenge was to get out and walk at least 3 times a week. This week, I challenge the Becoming Eva fans to incorporate one of these healthy methods that the beaches have taught us today, whether that is sprinkling some hemp seeds or chia seeds on some fresh fruit, making one of these delicious smoothies I can't wait to try after the show, or making this delicious egg scramble or the pancakes. Try one of these healthy methods this week if you did not get to join us today on the show. Next week, or actually the whole month of February, we'll be talking about love and different stages of love when it comes to relationships. So you'll be in for great treats with lots of couples and games and different fun interactive shows to watch. So make sure you check out Becoming Eva in the month of February. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On our Facebook, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Becoming Eva Today.
Yes.
See you guys soon.
See you soon.
Thank you.